theme of giving back, giving forward for us is quite simple actually, because with the work we do around sexual health and sexuality, we're about giving our young people the skills, knowledge and information to make good decisions. And so it is all about their future.
So as a health professional, I think one of my strengths in working with young people is being a parent, and having been a young parent myself. You know, my children keep me current in terms of how things are in the youth space, and so, you know, I draw from them and mix that up with my old age wisdom as a mother and a grandmother, and I'm able to, you know, teach whānau. When you work from a whānau based approach and you educate the whole whānau, then things always work out better.
I think one of the key components of giving back for our community going forward is sharing our stories, bringing our legacy, our history. What we tend to hear and identify in this current environment with young people is that there's a lack of knowledge, a lack of identity, a lack of information.
The depth of the kōrero from actual rangatahi, instead of it coming from us, like, yes, we want to be rangatahi, or we still want to stay in that age group, but we know that things are slowly changing, and so actually getting it from the rangatahi themselves within that age bracket of 16 to 18, it's a lot more in-depth kōrero from them, or, you know, the issues are actually from them, not what we think it is, and then trying to relate it back. So yeah.
When we engage with young people, they seem to be lost, they seem to be disconnected, and that disconnect is what I believe from listening to these young people is the history, is the legacy that was once there that is now invisible. When our Pacifica Rainbow, and this is an umbrella term that we use at Village Collective, which acknowledges our whawhawhine from Samoa, our whakaraiti from Tonga, our akawāine from the Cook Islands, our whakawhiwhine from Niue, our whakasālewalewa from Fiji, the list goes on. It's important that we acknowledge the terminology used in the Pacific, because, for example, in Samoa, whawhawhine is again an umbrella that incorporates, that identifies gay, lesbian, trans. When young people use Western terminology, they box themselves into that label. For example, when young people call themselves transgender, it's because it's the word that's commonly used in New Zealand, so they adopt that terminology. When they adopt that terminology, unfortunately, it comes with repercussion. Then again, in the Pacific, because it's been in the Pacific and it's been part of the societal fabric, where it's focused on the family unit and what each person in that family can contribute to the family, towards the extended family, towards the village, you're classed as a very important priority figure in the family. You're not just an individual that's got a label that you're whawhawhine and you're over there. No, in the Pacific context, you are part of the family, you contribute equally to what the family needs are, therefore you're accepted and, you know, you're part of the unit.
I've started as a midwife. I didn't know anything about traditional Māori birthing, and so the whānau I worked with taught me that, and so I paid that forward with the expectation that those people that I'm teaching would teach their whānau, and so, you know, it just goes on. You know, it is that aroha mai, aroha atu. Everything I learn, that's my responsibility, is to make sure that the people that I'm working with, they have benefits of that knowledge. I think in both Pacifica and in Te Ao Māori, teenage pregnancy, you know, we don't have a teenage pregnancy, you're hapu, you know, at whatever age that you are, and I think it's quite a sort of, you know, a modern phenomena that it's become a problem.
Yeah, my husband's Niuean, and he was, once working here at Te Kaha, and I guess that's another way that we're seeing staff go back into the community, because he's gone back into an intermediate school, and he's working a part of an intermediate school now. Yeah, which that's kind of the age that we need to reach out to more likely than those that are in college, because by the time they get to college, they're already thinking or knowing all these other things that. Not that you shouldn't know it at that age, but it's all information that's either from online, or it's not from their own parents or other support workers within their school.
If there's any parent, our dream is for our kids to do really well, and so we like to think that we're putting the best in for them. So like for us, we've been trying to make sure that we firmly ground them in who they are, and acknowledging both the Samoan side and the Tongan side, and we really want to do that so that they can grow up confident in knowing who they are and where they stand.
Hope for a generation just beyond my reach, not beyond my sight. Hope for a generation. Hope for a generation just beyond my reach, not beyond my sight. Hope for a generation. Yeah. Hope for a generation just beyond my reach, not beyond my sight. Hope for a generation. I wanna drip like honey from the honeybee, walk from the river down to the sea, fly through the face of a thundercloud, rain down on the people that won't allow. Not gonna let them keep me, not gonna let them hold me, not gonna let them tell me